Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I'm, of course, your host, Aaron, and today is a special treat. We are talking about WWE Monday Night Raw that took place on March 9th, 2026 at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. Monday Night Raw started off with a meh. Adam Pearce came out and he started talking about, hey, Seth Rollins, I got a problem with you coming in and curb stomping people, and you got a mask on, you just had surgery, you're not clear to wrestle, so what the fuck is going on? Then a bunch of these masked hooded people came out and started doing a little dance number inside the ring. Then Seth Rollins revealed himself and basically said nothing because the Vision came out because they were pissed off that they basically beat the shit out of Paul Heyman and got themselves curb stomped over the last few months by Seth Rollins or whoever the fuck was playing Seth Rollins at the time. They went in the ring. Seth Rollins did a little mask dance again. They rolled out. LA Knight came down to the ring, started beating up Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And then the Usos came down, and I just cannot stand the Usos. And then they beat them up. They rolled out of the ring, and then Jay said, "Let's run it back!" So awful. I can't stand Jey Uso. He needs to go. And same with Jimmy. I don't like either of them. How do you like that? And LA Knight, poor guy. He just only has like 2 minutes in the beginning of the show and absolutely nothing for the rest of the program. That actually led us into our first match, which was a gauntlet match to determine who will be the #1 contender for AJ Lee's Intercontinental Women's Championship. It started off with Laura Valkyria versus Io Sky. This was a really good back and forth. Probably the longest match that we had in the gauntlet. The winner of that was Io Sky. After Io Sky won that, out came Raquel Rodriguez, I believe, unless I missed somebody in between. No, I think it was Raquel Rodriguez. She came down, beat the shit out of Io Sky. Io Sky was able to get like the advantage on her. When she went for the moon over Sky, however, out came Liv Morgan, distracted, but then distracted what's her fucking name? Raquel Rodriguez, and then she lost the match by a single small package or some shit like that. After the match, she beat the shit out of Io Sky, and while she was knocked down, Ivy Niles was the next one who came down. Ivy Niles took advantage, pinned Io Sky 1, 2, 3. After that, Bayley came down. Bayley is walking down the ring, checking on fucking Io Sky. Ivy Niles comes behind her. They have a little good back and forth, I would say. Bayley wins, hits her with a roast plant, 1, 2, 3. She goes on to the next match. It's Asuka versus Bayley in the finals. And after a little, back and forth, some good maneuvers, some reversals, some technical wrestling, I'm not really going more into it. You had fucking on the outside Kairi Sane, who tried to cause a little distraction. However, Laura Valkyria made her way back and helped Bayley with the distraction. And then Bayley I think she got out of an Asuka lock and then hit a roast plant. 1, 2, 3. Bayley won, and now she will face AJ Lee next week, and I think Seattle for the IC title. And I don't think she's going to win. Somehow AJ is going to keep the title, or we're going to have interference from Becky Lynch. Then we have our favorite part of any Raw or SmackDown now. It's Danhausen. Danhausen comes out over to, and this is all in the back stage area, to El Grande OG, the OG El Grande Americano, which is Chad Gable. And he's like, hey, we should team up. And he's like, no, I got some rules on after some shit like that. Danhausen cursed. He cursed the OG El Grande Americano. Out came Penta because it was supposed to be Penta versus the OG El Grande Americano for the IC title. And guess what? Penta gave a big speech. It was very heartwarming. I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, this dude is fucking banging. Like, I'm so behind Penta now. And then the music played, and it was the fake El Grande Americano. What happened to the OG? We don't know, but we do know that he was cursed. So something must have happened. And then you fucking had on commentary every other thing out of his mouth. Fucking, what is his name? Not Michael Cole, the other moron, Corey Graves. Oh, he must have been cursed. That's why the OG Americano wasn't out here. Blah, 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 blah. And Penta won. He did a Penta driver, 1, 2, 3, retained the IC title. And then they announced that next week will be OG Americana versus fake Grande Americana. I don't know what it's going to be for. It should be mask versus mask and just end this shit because it's really getting annoying. But I'm sure they won't. All right, we had Judgment Day in the back. We had Dominic Mysterio. He was pissed off they lost the IC title. I thought he was going to say, you know, I want to talk to Danhausen. We got to find Danhausen, but he wanted to talk to Finn Balor. He walks out to the ring. He comes out, you know, with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know what happened to Roxanne Perez. Maybe she's injured or something like that. And JD McDonough comes out with Finn Balor. They come to the ring, and, you know, they're doing a little back and forth. You think Finn Balor's going to apologize to Dominic Mysterio and be like, look, you know, I did fuck up. And he did apologize at first. He said, you know, maybe I should have helped you last week, but I wanted you to do this on your own. You have to grow as a wrestler. We're not always going to be around. This, that, and the other thing. And then he says that he is a fucking loser or whatever Rey Mysterio called him, like an entitled prick or some shit like that. And Dominic pushed him. Finn Balor did his Pele kick to the head. And then they started brawling. JD like pulled Finn Balor in. Was like, yo, dog, come on, what the fuck's going on? And then, let's see, he came. He did a sling blade onto fucking Dominic. And then JD clotheslined the shit out of Finn Balor. And then they all jumped on Finn Balor and beat the shit out of him. Hit him with a chair. Did a frog splash. 619 with the hammer in the boot. Hit him with a hammer. Finn Balor, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but just judging from how people get their ass beat and then they come back, I'm going to say that he'll be back shortly and very, very soon. Then we had our final match on the card, because I think there was only 3 matches on the card. It was Oba Femi, boom, 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 Oba, versus Rusev, and Oba just fucking annihilated Rusev. Squash match. It really sucks that Rusev didn't really get a lot of offensive in. It was a bummer. Boo! I like Rusev. And I think they need to bring back Aiden English so they do Rusev Day again. But Oba has to look like a tank and demolish everyone, and I'm sure he is going to be the person who faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Let's go back to the last week when CM Punk and Roman Reigns had a little convo, a little face-to-face, and at the end, CM Punk said, I am going to bury Roman Reigns next to your dead or late father. Well, in the, beginning of the show, after the Usos helped out LA Knight, they were leaving the show, and then, this interviewer was, hey, what do you think about CM Punk, about your uncle? They're like, yeah, we're going to go see CM Punk. And that was like in the first 15 minutes of the show, and now we are at the end of the show. CM Punk came to the ring. He's like, oh, I thought I was going to get a bunch of boos after my comments. People were cheering him. They didn't give a fuck what he said about Roman Reigns. And then here comes the Usos. Usos come to the ring, real hot. They're like, you better apologize. You go blah, 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 blah. And, Jimmy got on the mic. He was like, yo, CM Punk. He was real calm. He was like, listen, da-da-da-da. This ain't about Roman Reigns. This is about you disrespecting our family and blah, blah, blah. CM Punk's like, telling a story about how he knows everyone. And some guy, Lance, I don't know who the fuck Lance is. He babysat him or saw him. I mean, he must be an Aniogi or whatever the fuck they're called. And CM Punk's like, I ain't apologizing. Your cousin Roman Reigns is a piece of trash. He ain't even here to defend himself. He has to shoot young bucks or young boys here to talk his shit. Jimmy wasn't having it. Jay wasn't having it. Jay pushed him. CM Punk pushed him back. Jimmy hit him with a punch. CM Punk got knocked to the ground. And that was the whole segment. They walked away. And I thought CM Punk was going to get on the mic and be like, oh, you're fucking trash. I'm going to beat your asses next week. But Roman Reigns will be there next week. And we'll see the follow-up from all of this. And that's really it. Overall, Monday Night Raw is getting it down. It just a pop for me, even though that Danhausen gave me an up. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me with 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time. We're going to more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. Don't forget to watch or you'll be cursed.